Here we are, back at it again. Look, got a lot of stuff going on. And I might break this episode up into two parts so that you get the first part today or now, in this moment of now that you're getting it. And the second part will be next week. Or I will just take off next week. So that is the dilemma, which is not a huge dilemma. I think I will do two parts, right? Now there are a few things that I want to cover in this episode. But like I said, I might just, make this like a quick overview. Right? So I'm not sure, but we'll be able to tell as the episode goes along. I'll be able to just feel, the momentum of the exchange, right? So there's a few things that I want to do. I want to practice my Tekken. I've been practicing and getting back into form, right? We have to continue to push ourselves, and we can't put down the ball too long. So some of you guys have different talents and interests, and maybe you let them go to pursue and focus on other things. That's fine, but don't get too far away from that person that you are. So me, I'm a video gamer. I love video games. I don't play them as much, but the release of the Ninja Turtle game inspired me to play again. It inspired me to hop back on the controller and hop in the driver's seat. And once that comes along, then my game of choice, which is Tekken, also got a burst of energy. So, and then my music. So everything, and when I say my music, I'm talking about me actually playing. When I produce, I'm not really playing the same as if I'm getting ready to play in a jazz band. Like, that's when I'm really playing. So the new Turtles game inspired all of that. So let's see. To check in things that we're looking at, my computer died on me. The hard drive died on me. That was yesterday. Well, it died maybe last week. Because I was recording. You guys, you heard the the lo-fi album. And then in the beginning of that was the song Instagram Thotty. And that is on the album Present. And I'm actually writing another song for that album, which is called, I want to say that it's going to be called like You Wanna. I think it's going to be called You Wanna. But that might change. And it probably will. While I was recording, I did. So I did record. So while I was recording, I sent Instagram Thotty to as many DJs as possible to get some feedback and just to get the perspective of someone who doesn't know me. Which the people who I sent it to that know me, I feel like because you know me, I get like that. I get an extra little tab, an extra boost in your ear. So if you guys think of headphones, your standard headphones, they will do processing to the file. So whatever you're listening to, they're going to do a little bit of processing to that file to make it sound better, in their device. So as you go from one headphone to the other, you can hear the difference in the sound quality. You can hear the difference in sound. And I feel like when I send my music to people that know me, and because you know me, you like me, you have an affinity. We have an affinity towards each other. I like you and you like me, right? We're good people. We're cool. And because of that, my music gets a little bit of processing. Gets a little bit of, look, I like this guy. This is my friend. This is my cousin. This is my brother. So I get that type of processing when you hear my music. When you don't know me, then you hear my music and you put it to whatever standard that you want to put it to. It's all comparative, because my idea of music is none is good. No music is good. No music is bad. It's the same idea that I have with beauty. I feel like no one is ugly. No one. Now, because I am locked in to, how could I say? We can just say God's law of attraction. Well, then that means that I am attracted to certain girls. Like, there are certain female types and certain things that I look at when I look at a woman, and I see that as being attractive. The body. So the body is the number one thing for me. If a woman doesn't have a shape, then like that's not going to be attractive to me. So if a woman's body looks like a man, like that's not going to be attractive to me. But one thing that I've noticed is because remember I said this is God's law. Like, I'm not really in control of this. I've noticed that when certain girls fit a certain body, kind of like looking at it with matching shapes, right? So you have a circle, then you have an octagon, you have other shapes that kind of look like a circle. Now, depending on the size of the octagon, or what else? Maybe, I don't know if it would be a hexagon or a decagon and things like that. Different shapes, depending on the size of it, you can actually put that through a circle. So this is like an approximation. And I've noticed that when certain girls meet a certain approximation, boom, it really catches my attention. But when they hit it on, it is a perfect circle. Lines up perfectly. It is the perfect shaped circle. It fits in there snug. When I see a woman like that, it really sends off this type of chemistry that really does not even exist. Doesn't exist. I wrote a song. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to start off with that song. I'm going to start this episode with that song. So we started with the song Tasha. Now, there's two things that I want to talk about with Tasha. One is to the point that depending on your what you're comparing me to, you might not like that song far as my vocals, right? Now, this point is back to the processing. If you listen to that song more than once, then the processing will start and you will now tolerate my singing. And this is prevalent in everything. This is consistent in everything. When you know a person and you like a person and you just have a genuine, hey, this person is a good person, male or female, then you'll start to process them differently. You'll start to add an extra boost of bass, or you'll start to give them a boost in the mids or boost in the highs. Your mind and brain will start to put together and bring all the shortcomings. You'll start to fill in those shortcomings, and this now becomes perfect. So in the song Tasha, in that song, you guys, some of you, when you heard it, immediately you thought, man, Bo, you can't sing. Some of you said, yo, you sound different, but yo, you can sing. Now, I'm talking about the first time you hear it, like away from the music, just everything, because the music is going to be perfect in the sense of pitch and tone. And I've experienced this my whole life, to where some people say, like, yo, Bo, you can't sing. And some people will say, like, yo, you can sing again, sing some more. Right. So I've experienced this. So that's the first thing that I want to just kind of throw out there, that this song represents what I'm talking about when I say processing. So when we talk about Instagram thotty, and why I sent it to unknown people who just don't know me, you don't have a picture of me, you don't have anything, this is just the raw music, I got a different response. The other thing, because we're going to get back to that, the other thing in this Tasha song is, this is a true song. This was written for a girl that I know named Tasha, who lines up perfectly with that circle. Like, her piece fits perfectly into my God's law, that God's law. It fits perfectly into my God's law of attraction. Now, I can't say perfect, as in like perfect, but it's definitely going to be 90. It's going to be 99, 90. Yeah, I would say it's like a 99, 98. I mean, it's going to be high. No matter what it is, whether it's a 97 or a 99, it is all the way up there. And the reason why I don't say truly perfect, because I believe that, because I'm a man of variety. I love all women, no matter what the race, no matter what. But I've noticed that in this season of my life, I just prefer darker. So if it's someone from Japan, if it's someone from Europe, if it's someone from South America, no matter what it is, I just prefer darker in this season. And remember, I'm a man of variety. I'm like a kid in a smorgasbord. Like, I want to try everything. So some seasons in my life, and sometimes in my life, I like lighter. But I've noticed recently I've been in an age of just darker. So that's why I can't give her 100%. But she, like I said, she is a 90. She's a high 90s. And I think the only thing that I would change, it would be, I would make her darker. Right? So that's why I can't say that she's 100%, but she is so high that when you put that circle in there, it's going to stay in there. Right? Now, I bring up that point because just when I first saw her, and because she's up there with a high score of a 90, I felt like there was a connection. But there wasn't a connection. There was no connection. Because we don't know each other. she doesn't know me and I do not know her. I'm just evaluating her on the God's law number. And this episode could actually just be only about this, because I think we're like 15 minutes in, and so I think I might hang around here, and then the next week's episode we'll get into what I want to talk about. But you never know. I mean, it's all, you never know. You really never know. But by the end of this, I will know, and I will let you guys know, because I really like our interaction. I really like that some of you guys went over to Spotify, and you subscribe to me on Spotify. That's where my music is. And eventually my music will be on Apple, but I don't have Apple Music, so I don't know how that works. But I'm on Pandora and Spotify, and you guys have actually went over there and subscribed to my music, So I definitely thank you. And the music is going it's definitely going to get weird, as far as it's not like I'm not trying to sell. I'm not trying to sell music. That's not why I create music, is to sell it. So with that freedom comes the freedom to just be creative and just to create. And that leads us back to this processing, right? So when we talk about Tasha and just people, right? I'm boosting so many things in her personality that I don't even know. I'm not even aware of. Now, I could be the perfect, I could be a high 90s or even a possible 100 on her God's law scale. I doubt it, but I could be. Now, and that I wouldn't say that it's rare. It's really not rare, because some of it is cultural. Some of it is cultural. So it's really not rare if you really think about it. You would say, all right, what is the woman's perfect man archetype? And it's going to be, just in my mind, me thinking, it's going to be in shape, right? So a little muscular. I would say tall, right? I would say that women want a tall man, muscular. You don't have to be chiseled. Like, I don't know how far they like their men chiseled, shredded beef, but I would think of like a wide receiver. So I would say that you're going to be around 6'4", 6'4". Just look like you actually, like, you've been playing football all your life. You're in the NFL, okay? You're around 6'4", 6'5". Even I would say 6'3". Like, yeah. So let's give him 6'2" to 6'4". I would say would be a woman's look. If I could make my man this tall, I think that they would say that. Now, I haven't spoken with any, so if any of our female listeners would like to send me a message, you want to send me a text, or you want to call and tell me, it's 304-410-0363. And if you want to talk, but you don't want me to actually play what you say, just say it in the beginning. Hey, I don't want you to play this, but I do want to share my opinion. Or you can just text it, and then I'll just read it. So that number is 304-410-0363, and I will get to it, play it on the next episode. We'll open up with that, or whenever you send it, I will get to it on the following episode. So my idea would be that a woman would like her man around between 6'2" to 6'4", and with that height, I would say a weight around maybe 215, 230. And give or take, you could be smaller because I think women like a beefy man. They want their man to be a little muscular, not too overdone. And then I'm going to say that it's just like I said, it's cultural. So it gets a little dicey after that. Okay, so if this is the Chipotle line for creating the perfect man or woman, I think that that will be a good starting point, right? That's going to be a good starting point for a lot of women, right? Now, like I said, if you could be any type of other shape and you can still fit, depending on if you're small enough, right? So if you could be a decagon and actually fit through that hole, right? Or kind of be in there and just boom, it looks perfect, but it's not, but it's small enough to where it's okay. And that could be any shape, right? Depending on the size of the shape, it can either go all the way through, or like even a triangle can fit if it's the perfect size, right? It can fit in that circle and it can stay in there. It can fit in there and boom, you can't even move it. When you turn it around, it won't fall out. It won't do, just depending on the size of it, right? So when we're talking about different attractions, I think that I don't think that I'm going to fit in a woman's her idea of the perfect man. I just don't think that I could. I could, but I don't think that. Now the next thing, because when we talk about men to women, it's physical. Now I'm only speaking for myself. Okay. Now I know some of you. I remember I had a argument in college with some white knight. White knight just meaning that he was noble, and he just it's just bullshit, really, because he got some girl. I can't even say just some girl, but he got one of my classmates pregnant and just left her and the baby. You feel me? So all that white knight shit went out the window once it was really time to step it up, right? But when it was time to argue in class, I mean, he was talking all this this do 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 do. Like, yo, he was fucking pouring it on in class when he had that audience. But we see once he knocked the bitch up, then he was like, yo, fuck you and your kid, bitch. I say, fuck you and your kid, bitch. Like, damn, son. Like, yo, what happened? So I can only say this is for me. All right. This is the way that I think. Now, physicality is going to be huge. And this is body. We're not even talking about the face. We're just talking about the body. So your body type and your body shape is going to get you in the range and in the realm of fitting in that circle. It's going to get you. So that's already going to boost you up. We're not even talking about your personality. We're not talking about your face. So if you have that, and like I said, I realized that I don't even have control over it. I don't really even have control because I I like a wide range of body types in women. Like I like basketball player type women. I like Instagram thotty type chicks who's just thick, got big butts and big thighs, and I like that. I like skinny girls, athletic. I like them all. I like swimmers. It just depends. It just depends on the combination, right? It just depends on the combination, and this has nothing to do with them as a person, and that's why I got to put it on as law, because it's something that's just inside of me. It's a programming that I'm really not in control of. I'm not in control of it. And I realized that. I realized like, yo, man, I'm really not in control, because if I'm just out and I see it, right? I'm just out and I see that piece, it fits into the circle. It's like, man, I just want to look, and I can find myself being hypnotized. And this goes this goes very far. This goes with selling. This goes with just being persuasive. This idea and this concept is very, very powerful, and it works for everyone. It works for everyone, and that's why I wanted to get the music away, as far away as possible, right? Just imagine you went to a dating site and it was just a black screen, and it had a woman's whatever, what they truly feel. And one thing that we didn't get into when we talked about the women and their shapes and pieces and fitting it in, it's the money aspect. It is very important. It is very important to them, whereas men, it's not, right? I talked about the body types, right? I didn't talk about how much money they have. I didn't mention if their family is wealthy, or if they have, and this isn't a bad thing. This isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying that women who care about if a man can provide for her and her child, if she has one eventually, with him, is not important, because it's very important. It's very important. So I understand the necessity for wanting to be with a man who can provide for his family, because when you need money, I mean, it's real. Real. It's definitely real when you're out there and you're working and you're starving and you have your kids, because you want your kids to experience the best life so that they can in turn live the best life and provide for their family as well. So you want to be competitive. You want it to be competitive. And that's all that we are. We're just competitive. And that competitiveness can take hold and look like racism. That competitiveness can take hold and look like sexism or ageism or right and wrong, but it's just being competitive. Gold digger, but it's not. You're just being competitive. I want my child to be as competitive as possible. Right? So these women, like I said, I can't speak for all women. I can't speak for no woman. This is just my idea of a woman. That money and the ability to create and obtain is going to be a big part of their circle. And not in the sense that it's going to be a deal breaker, because remember, like I said, even a triangle can fit in a circle if it's the right size, right? If it's the right size, it can fit in there. Or if we needed to go through, if it's the right size, it'll go through, even though it's not a circle. But if everything is the same size, well, then that shape is going to matter even more. So I can't say that that's going to be the biggest thing, because we know that poor guys, and they just can't say poor like I'm rich, but just regular guys, because I'm not rich, I'm poor. The regular guys, you're not rich, you're just a regular guy, you're just working. Okay, you just out. Maybe you're on the break of getting 2 jobs, 3 jobs, right? You're just a regular guy. So if you got to work 3 jobs, you're just a regular guy. Okay, we're all out here working 3 jobs. So even the regular guy can get a woman, and she's a regular woman. Maybe she's working 2 or 3 jobs herself. So there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like money is still something to her as well, even though she's with this guy who can't make sure that she only has to work 1 job, or that she doesn't have to work at all, which this is a cultural thing, because some people want to work. If you could get paid for doing your hobby, doing things that you love, then when would you stop doing it? So working is not the problem. It's working at places that you don't love and wasting your time, because that's really what we're talking about. No one wants to waste their time. If I'm working somewhere that I don't love and that I don't like, and they don't care about me, then I'm wasting my time. So of course I don't want to work there. Of course I'm not happy to be there. But this isn't because I don't want to work. This is just, look, this is not a good fit for neither parties. They're getting rich off of me, and I'm not getting anything. And I have to ask and beg to go to my daughter's or my son's recital. Put in 2 weeks in advance to let you guys know that me and my family are going to spend some time together away from you. Right? So these are things that matter even to just the regular person. And you don't know how much it matters until you get it. So once you start to get, like, let's say $10,000 a day. $10,000 a day changes things. Change you as a person. Oh, it won't change me. I'll be the same. Nah. Because you never had it. And those of you who do have it, and you say, oh, well, I get $10,000 a day and I haven't changed. You haven't changed from what? If you've always been getting $10,000, if your dad, or your mom, she got $10,000 a day, so you grew up getting $10,000 a day, then of course you haven't changed, because nothing has changed. But if you grew up getting $10,000 a day and then that stops, well, then you've changed. You've changed. You've changed as a person, even if no matter how you are as a person, because both extremes live simultaneously. And that is something that I want to get into with this age of singularity. Remember, I spoke about it being the age of true enlightenment. But I was watching some special with Cat Williams. I don't think it was his own special, because he has a special. but maybe it was the Snoop Dogg special, like Snoop Dogg presents, comedy presents, and Cat Williams was one of the featured comedians. And during his run, during his bit, I'm not really sure, during his time up on the stage, he brought it to my attention that we're living in the dark ages. That anytime a person is persecuted and they're trying to kill him for the things that he's saying, it is the dark ages. And that made me reevaluate my stamp or my title of the age that we're in. And I had to revamp it to, this is the singularity age. This is where you have, on one hand, you have enlightenment, you have knowledge, the access to knowledge and information is at its all-time high to everyone. Everyone has access to everything. And at the same time, you can be culturally murdered for what you say. So we have two extremes living simultaneously together at one point. So that's why I call it, now I'm revamping this. And so your boy Bo has coined this time, this age, as the singularity age. The age of singularity. Two extremes living simultaneously at one point. Normally, it's only been done if the masses say so. So the masses said that this is time to learn. This is time for information. A lot of philosophers and thinkers and education is being pushed. Yay, yay, yay. Even at that time, people were still getting persecuted for the things they said, but it wasn't pushed at the same time during the same narrative. You either had one narrative, you had the other, but now we're pushing both narratives. So we are counseling people, and you still have access to as much knowledge and technology as you want. It's all up for grabs now. Both extremes. So that's why I say that we're in the age of singularity. We have both things happening. And jumping back onto the music, that's why I sent the music to just random people who don't know me. They don't know me. They're not getting a boost. They're gonna hear it and look, you're either gonna like it or you're not. But we still have other factors that go. Politics, there's no way around politics. That's what we are. We are politics. Humanity is nothing but politics. So no matter what it is that you do, it's always going to be politics involved. There's always going to be some type of political move associated with the response that you get. If you say that Drake's new album is good, he just released some house album. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to see if I can listen to it. If you say that album is good when public opinion has already said that it was bad, well, then you're going to receive some type of conflict. the public, they're going to try to adjust your behavior, adjust your words. They're going to try to make you conform. If you say that it's bad, then okay. Then another artist, Beyonce, I'm not sure if her album came out already or if it's coming out, but it's in the same vein as Drake. People are praising it. So we can eventually, public opinion will say that Drake just was ahead of his time. It's so many different things that could happen. You just never know with the politics of man. But all of that is even that is political. When you say that Drake's album is bad, compared into what? To who does it benefit that his album is bad? Is it someone who's trying to dethrone him? Well, we know that they have some type of ulterior motive, right? We know that you want to be number one. So when you say that his album is not good, because you want it, you want the title. So if you can convince people to believe that this isn't good, so that now what? Well, here is the good album, and it just so happens to be my album. Again, it's politics. So humanity and politics is synonymous. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So when people talk about I don't talk about politics or religion. Why not? Because 9 times out of 10, you don't want to disagree. You don't want to be into a disagreement. And then now relationships might fail because of this disagreement. Relationships in business might not go on as usual because of these disagreements. And these disagreements are really not even real. This is just people trying to navigate as many people as possible, trying to get to the top. Again, we're back to that word competitiveness, competitive spirit. Is competitiveness outside of humans? And I would say no. Survival and being competitive, that's two different things. So if you have a pack of wolves who go out and who hunt, they're hunting to survive, to make sure that they have enough food so that everyone gets to eat and the pack can survive. And when you see another pack, we don't know this, but they're not keeping score. The Washington Red Wolves killed 5 buffalo last week. We need to get our numbers up. This is human traits. So politics and competitiveness, that's human. Murder is not. That's just a part of life. Everything must die, everything must feast. Everything must consume. So murder, that's not human. Rape, that I don't know. Because when we see an animal, and when I say I don't know, I'm really tending to No, I can't say that is human either, because a dog will rape another animal. It'll rape a chicken. It'll rape anything. An orangutan will rape a human, and they are very strong. So an orangutan will, it has been recorded that an orangutan has raped a woman. So rape, if we look at it from being oblivious to the crime, the dog who is trying to force itself upon some other, upon a human's leg, right? A chicken or a rooster, anything. I mean, it'll, once it's in its state, is it aware that this is not a dog? This is not a dog. But then is it aware that it is a dog? We have this question of awareness. And I would say that these animals, when we speak of a dog, it's not aware that it is a dog. It believes that it is a part of this family. So no matter if it's a pack of dogs or a family with humans, we're all in the pack. Yes, it can see that the humans are not on all fours. It can see that. It knows that. It knows that. It knows how a human can kill it. It knows that, okay, if a human is strong enough, it can beat it, just pound it with its fist, kick it with its feet. It knows that. It knows that the human is not going to bite it to death and lock down on its throat with its jaws. Like, it knows that. Now, the ingenuity of man, no, is not aware of that. It doesn't know that, okay, a man will put a collar, it will put 2 choke chains around your neck. One on the left, one on the right, both of them pulling at the same time. Now you have zero control. It's not aware of that. A dog is not aware of that. It's not aware of the ingenuity of man, but it is aware that a man, if big enough and strong enough, can jump on it, stomp it, pound it. It's aware of that. It is also aware that it is different in the sense of, I would say, of a business. I'm the fry guy. I'm on fries. You guys need a chicken? You need me to drop a chicken? Okay, I'll drop a chicken patty. You need that spicy chicken drop? I'm going to drop the spicy chicken. You need the fries? I'm going to drop the fries. You need the chicken nuggets? I'm going to drop the chicken nuggets. If you need the burger cooked, I'm not going to cook the burger in this grease. Now, if you need an apple pie, I can drop the apple pie in there. I can drop fries. At worst case scenario, if you really need me to, I can drop some onions. If we're just making some really quick grilled onions, I can drop those. Breaded chicken, grilled chicken. Under worst case scenarios, you can drop a grilled chicken over here. But if you need the cash register, you can't bring your cash, and I'm going to drop the cash inside of the grease. I'm going to drop the credit cards in the grease. I'm going to drop coins in the grease. So That's how I would say that a dog thinks and is aware of its pack. It knows where it is. It knows its place. I'm the fry guy. It knows that the dynamics can change. Just because I'm on fries today doesn't mean that I'm not going to be running a register next week. Depending on the role of the group and the role of the business and who is missing and who is not here, then I will I can step it up at any moment. I can run the register. I can run the grill. You need me flipping burgers, grilling onions, grilling salmon, whatever's on the menu and the needs of the business. So the animal, the dog, looks at the dynamics that way. That's how I believe that the animal perceives the interactions of the group. It knows that it's not the leader of the pack, but it could become the leader if it had to. If another dog or the leader dies, then it could become the leader if it had to, until another leader comes and establishes that it is the leader. So with that awareness, we know that it has the drive to mate and to it's horny. It's a horny dog. You horny dog. It wants to mate. It wants to procreate. What was the other? There's another word. Not replicate, but it definitely wants to repeat the cycle. All right, I can't think of the word that I'm actually looking for, but it wants to procreate. It has God's law embedded in its DNA. It cannot get away from that. It cannot just say, you know what? I know that I'm supposed to and that these desires are here. I'm going to fight and resist against it. It cannot do that. A human can. Humans, they can. They can say, yes, I have the urge, but I'm not going to act upon this urge. So with that being said, is the dog raping? And the lucky thing is that dogs they don't have to go to court. They're not held in the court of law on if they hump a leg, if they hump some kid. They're not being held to that standard. Now, if they bite a kid and they attack a person, if they attack a person, then they could be put to death under human law, under human politics. They could be put to death. They could be euthanized. But they don't have to worry about sexuality. They can act upon those urges, and because both of them are the same. If they hump a person or if they bite a person, I mean, it's the same thing. But they're biting a person. They're causing physical harm. Boom, they're going to be put down. So, can an animal rape? I'm holding them to our standard to say that yes, the act of raping, This is you're a dog and you're trying to have sex forcefully on with another species. Like, yo, that's the same as a human being trying to have sex with another human being that doesn't want to have sex with. Now, the psychological things that are happening in that interaction, I can't speak on that. I can't speak on that. That is that's above my pay grade. I would say that's in another conversation at another time, Jobin. So my music, because that's really what this is about. That in this God's law of attraction. That is very, very unique. And I wonder, how is it truly being used against us? Because if I know, let's say I'm trying to get a job. And I know that I know that whoever's hiring me is more predisposed to a certain type of woman. Let's say it's Kim K. Let's say this. I know that this person, Kim K is a high 90% for this person in their God's law attraction. They are. So Kim K is 90, a high 90, 97, 98, 99 to 100, right? She is 100% in someone's mind. And that person believes that, look, if they could just meet Kim K, their life would be perfect. Their life would be complete. So if I know that the person that's interviewing me, or that I'm selling something to, either way, I know that Kim K is in there. I'm going to bring her up the first chance I get. And if I have pictures of her, and that's going to be even better. I got my iPad with me. So while I'm talking, I bring up that picture. They're going to buy whatever it is that I'm selling. That person is going to hire me. I'm going to get the job. When it comes time for promotion, I use the same tactics. I show this person other females that fit, that will make it into that high 90% of their perfect attraction. So because I know this, and every time I look or search something on YouTube, there's already videos and people doing it on a higher level, on a higher scale, then I know that other people are aware of this. So then it is being used. This stuff is being used against us for political gain. This stuff is. And not everything that's created is being used for its intended purposes. You can create something for one thing, but once you see another advantage, another way, and another way to use it, then use it that new way. Use it the way that it wasn't intended to be used. That's just like with my character, Eddie Gordo. He is supposed to be played a certain way, and I want to use him a different way so that I can get you to submit to the original way that he's supposed to be played. So those of you who play the game, you know how he's supposed to be played. And what tells you that is with his strength and weaknesses. So with his strengths and weaknesses, that's how you can tell how he is supposed to be played, because he was created with flaws. He was created with a backdoor default way of defeating him. If you apply strength to his weakness, then you will defeat him. If you are weak where he is strong, and I talk about this in my book, small plug for round one fight, strategic thinking for fighting games. If you apply strength to where he is weak, you will defeat him. If you are weak where he is strong, then he will 9 times out of 10 defeat you. So this concept of awareness, where are we? So we're at an hour. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it here because there's still some other things I gotta do. I think I told you guys that my computer went up, so I spent some time trying to get all of that together. I finally got it up and running. I had to install an SSD drive, but then I found out that my computer takes an M.2, so I brought the regular SSD, and then I brought a M.2 with some type of cooling link, or I can't even think of the name of it, but it says something like some type of cooling thing. And I've also picked it up for my for a console that I have, so did that. Now I'm reinstalling programs and just trying to get everything back to the way it was before the great crash. So we got that going on. Musically, I had an opportunity to go and actually perform tomorrow in Atlanta, but I don't have the time. So what I'm trying to do is kind of get everything ready so that I'm ready to perform in July. So that's going to be very exciting for me, because I'm going to have dates when I come on the podcast. I'm going to be letting you guys know, I'm going to be here at this such and such day, this time. Come out and see me. So that's going to be very interesting, and it's a part of the vision, the vision that I have. That is a part of it. That's my my formula for growth. It is, okay, we got online presence, but we need an offline presence. We need a live presence. Like, that's very, very important. So that is that's moving forward, right? So we might have a show July 3rd. We would have had a show the 23rd, which is tomorrow. And we're just going to try to let's just keep getting out there and performing. And so that means I have to build a show. So I have one song. I'm working on the other song. You wanna, or you're gonna, or whatever. I'll come up with a name for it. And I think just once I get this album present, once I get that finished, then that's what I'm going to be touring with. When I say touring, just performing wherever. That's what I'm going to build the show around, to try to gain momentum and growth. So that's that. Definitely want to thank you guys. Next week, I think I'm going to take off. There are a few things that I do want to talk about. So when I come back, we'll we'll talk about that. So we have genocide, a human trait, right? And this will explain why there is no missing links. Why? I mean, we were able to find dinosaur bones before we found other humanoid type of creatures and bones. We were able to find those fossils before we could find really our ancestors' fossils, and there's a reason why, right? So we'll return back to Hitler, because this is something that is very common in our history. We do this a lot. This isn't just a one-time thing, just a one-person thing. This is something that we have done throughout the ages. So that's going to be very interesting to look at, right? Why no other human-like links? No other, the missing link. Other humanoid type of creatures. Why aren't there others like that? And genocide will explain that. And then we're going to talk about the Minority Report, not the movie, but the reason for gun control. Why we're not really going after gun control in this country. Because there is a bigger play at hand, and it's already in motion. This is the reason why we have shootings, why we have school shootings, why we have supermarket, like the thing that happened at that supermarket, right? These mass shootings, these lone wolf guys who are going in. The reason why we have that, we're going to get into that for the Minority Report, and I'll let you guys know that, so that way, if you want to, you can watch that movie to kind of get your mind ready for what is to come, because it's already here, right? Like what I'm going to be talking about in that episode is already here. This isn't something, yo, if this and this, nah, this is already here. It's just used in another application, but we know that the ultimate application for anything is war. That's where money is being made. When we talk about technology, when we talk about robots wanting to kill people, why would they want to kill people? Well, they were developed to kill people because that's where the money is. The money is in war. Money isn't in peace. I just want to spend billions of dollars on helping people live better. No. Billions of dollars are spent on killing our enemies. That's what billions of dollars are being spent on. So we'll get into. These are some of the topics that we're going to be getting into. So that's going to be good. And I can't wait. I definitely can't wait for that. Like I said, next week I might take off. So if you guys don't see me, that's what happened. Or I might record, just depending on this weekend. I might record those episodes, and that way you guys won't have a hiccup. But that's that. Have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you guys for adding me on Spotify. Some of you actually listen to this podcast on Spotify, which I haven't been able to find. Like, I can't find it. So I don't know how you guys have found it or are listening. I don't know who's listening on Spotify. I just know that that I have received information that this podcast has been downloaded on Spotify. So, I'm not really sure how you find it, but my music, if you type in Bo Miles on Spotify, that's what will come up, is the music. So definitely do that. If you enjoyed the last week's episode, Shades of Lo-Fi, definitely add me on Spotify so that you can listen to all of the music that is coming. So I'm very, very excited about that. And you guys have a good week. You know, and Reese's PCCs.